Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos reveals why Keith got first rose. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos is opening up and revealing why she chose to give Keith Gordon her first impression rose. There's no doubt she had a ton of good men to choose from. So what made her choose him over everyone else? Keep reading to find out what Joan had to say. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos shares why she gave Keith first rose. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos is one lucky lady. She has so many adorable men to choose from. Of course, Bachelor fans know that sadly the first impression rose can only go to one lucky man. Fans saw Joan give her first impression rose to Keith Gordon. They even shared a kiss. So, why did she choose him above everybody else? She spoke with Bachelor Nation and gave them the scoop. Overall, Joan shared that she chose Keith because of how he made her feel. She went on to say that Keith's entrance was great. He showed up in an old station wagon with luggage attached to the top of the car. However, it wasn't the entrance that intrigued her, although it did remind her of her own childhood. Joan said that she remembers sitting with Keith on the hood of the car and talking. At that moment, she felt very comfortable, and it was an easy conversation. She said, "I remember as our time was coming to an end, it was time for the next car to come in. He was like, 'Let's just get out of here. Let's grab a wine and some cheese and go sit on a blanket on the beach.' And I was just like, that's exactly what I'd like to do. That would feel so good right now." Joan continued to explain by saying, "And then I got to talk to him inside and just kept getting a feeling of comfort and being safe, and he's just like this big teddy bear kind of guy. So it was way more about how I felt when I was with him than his cool entrance. I gave him the rose because he made me feel safe and comfortable." Everyone seemed to like Keith. Joan Vassos liked Keith Gordon, and it seems a lot of viewers do too. Keith is from San Jose, California, and is 62 years old. He is a girl dad and is ready to find someone to share his life with. He made quite the impression on night one. How long will he stick around? Fans will have to tune in on Wednesday nights to find out. The drama of the Golden Bachelorette is always riveting, but nothing has sparked more intrigue this season than Joan Vassos' decision to hand out her very first rose to Keith Marlowe. The moment was packed with emotion, leaving fans questioning why this charming yet enigmatic contestant earned the coveted symbol of Joan's initial affection. Now, Joan has finally opened up about the heartfelt reasoning behind her choice, and her revelations offer a glimpse into the deeper, unseen moments of that fateful evening, the night of first impressions. The premiere episode of The Golden Bachelorette was a whirlwind of introductions, heartfelt stories, and surprising moments. Joan, exuding elegance and grace in a shimmering gold gown, welcomed the 25 eligible bachelors vying for her heart. Each suitor brought their unique flair, from serenading her with a song to presenting her with nostalgic trinkets. It was a night of bold moves and tender gestures, but Keith's approach was distinctly understated, and that, according to Joan, is what made it unforgettable. A quiet confidence. From the moment Keith stepped out of the limo, there was something calming about his presence, Joan shared in an exclusive interview. "He didn't try to overwhelm me with grand gestures. Instead, he walked up, looked me in the eye, and said, 'It's an honor to meet you, Joan.' That sincerity hit me right in the heart." Unlike some of the other contestants who leaned heavily into theatrics, Keith's quiet confidence stood out. His introduction didn't include a flashy prop or a rehearsed speech. Instead, he offered Joan a single daisy, explaining its symbolism. He said the daisy represented simplicity and resilience, Joan recounted. "It was such a beautiful sentiment, and it reminded me of my own journey. Life can be complicated, but it's the simple, enduring things that truly matter." A personal connection. As the night unfolded, Joan and Keith shared a conversation that delved deeper than the usual surface-level pleasantries. Keith, a retired firefighter from Colorado, spoke candidly about his life including the challenges he faced and the lessons he learned. He talked about losing his wife of 30 years and how that profound loss reshaped his perspective on love and companionship. When Keith talked about his late wife, he did so with such reverence and love, Joan said. It was clear he'd experienced a deep, meaningful relationship, and that's what I'm looking for. Someone who understands what it means to truly share your life with another person. Joan, who has often spoken about her own journey of love, loss, and resilience, found an immediate connection with Keith. It wasn't just what he said, it was the way he said it, she explained. There was no pretense, no attempt to impress. He was simply sharing his truth, and that's incredibly rare. The rose ceremony. By the time the rose ceremony began, Joan's emotions were running high. Each bachelor stood nervously, hoping to hear his name called. When Joan picked up the first rose, the room fell silent. She took a deep breath, looked directly at Keith, and called his name. His surprise was evident, but so was his gratitude as he accepted the rose with a warm smile. I knew it might raise some eyebrows to give Keith the first rose, Joan admitted. There were so many wonderful men there that night, and they all brought something special to the table. But with Keith, it wasn't just about a strong first impression. It was about the feeling he left me with, a sense of peace and possibility, the backlash and support. Of course, Joan's choice didn't come without its share of controversy. Some fans took to social media to voice their disappointment, arguing that other contestants had made more memorable entrances or had shown more initiative during the evening. However, others applauded Joan for following her instincts and prioritizing a genuine connection over spectacle. People are always going to have opinions, Joan said, addressing the mixed reactions. But at the end of the day, this is my journey. I have to trust my heart. And my heart told me that Keith deserved that first rose. Keith's perspective. For his part, Keith has remained humble about the honor. In a post-episode interview, he expressed his gratitude and admiration for Joan. Getting the first rose was completely unexpected, he said. I just wanted to be myself and hope that Joan saw something in me worth exploring. To know that she did, it's incredibly humbling. Keith also spoke about the special moment they shared over the daisy. When I handed Joan that flower, I wasn't trying to make a statement, he explained. I just wanted to give her something meaningful, something that represented how I see life and love. I'm glad it resonated with her. Looking ahead. As the season progresses, it remains to be seen how Keith's connection with Joan will evolve. The first rose is often a strong indicator of early chemistry, but it's just the beginning of a much longer journey. For Joan, the decision to give Keith that rose was about more than just chemistry. It was about laying the foundation for something real and enduring. I've learned that love isn't about fireworks or grand gestures, Joan reflected. It's about feeling seen, understood, and valued. Keith made me feel all of those things in one evening, and that's why he got the first rose. Fan speculation. In the wake of Joan's revelations, fans have begun speculating about Keith's chances of making it to the final rose ceremony. While some believe his sincerity and depth will carry him far, others argue that the competition will only get tougher as the remaining bachelors step up their game. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is clear: Joan's journey on the Golden Bachelorette is already proving to be a heartfelt and transformative experience. Her choice to prioritize genuine connections over superficial charm sets the tone for a season filled with authenticity, vulnerability, and, perhaps, the promise of lasting love. As viewers eagerly await the next episode, Joan's decision to give Keith the first rose stands as a testament to her commitment to finding a love that is both real and meaningful. And for Keith, the daisy-bearing firefighter from Colorado, it's an opportunity to show Joan and the world that sometimes the quietest gestures speak the loudest.